Hey everyone, it's Jamie from BestNerdLife. Today I'm in the beautiful seaside city of Plymouth, a city well known for its associations with people like Captain Cook, Charles Darwin and Sir Francis Drake. However, it also has a whole bunch of fantastic charity shops, which of course means I'm going to be going around them. So without further ado, let's get thrifting. Okay, so first off, let's start with this particular keyboard. Now this looks like a quote-unquote gaming keyboard. I assume it lights up, but I've already got one of these. I wasn't really bothered with it. So yeah, I left it. Next to it, however, there was this really interesting Sound 50XL Yashica, I assume, video camera. It looked really retro, really awesome, loads of buttons, loads of dials. Absolutely fantastic. They did want £50 for it though, so I, decided not to get that. Now I also found this thing, which is an electric keyboard, that they play music on, although £15 didn't really want to get it. I also found this, an Xbox 360 for £40. Apparently it was tested, all in there, but I didn't really want one, so I left it. Next, in another charity shop, I found a whole bunch of South Park DVDs. I adore South Park, but I don't really want any DVDs in my collection anymore, so, even though it was a good price for £15, I did leave them for someone else to buy. Okay, in yet another charity shop, and I actually found another joystick. And surprisingly, this is actually the same charity shop that I found the previous joystick that I picked up. They apparently seem to have an abundance of joysticks in that particular charity shop, and it was a Sidewinder, so of course I picked it up. I've been wanting a Sidewinder joystick for a long time, and for £5, absolutely fantastic, totally worth it. Next, I checked out this board game section in another charity shop, and I found this, the Big Brain Academy board game, based on the original best-selling Nintendo DS game. I absolutely had no idea this type of thing existed, and interestingly, there is actually something coming up later on that ties into this, which I thought was really interesting. But yeah, this isn't something I really want. Could have got it for the novelty, but yeah, I left it. In another charity shop now, and I found this lone DS game, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2008. Not my cup of tea, wasn't interested in it. I also found this lone PSP game, FIFA 06, but yeah, again, not my cup of tea. Checking out another media section in another charity shop, and I found a couple of PC games. The first one, Dungeon Siege 2 Deluxe Edition for $2.99. Yeah, it seemed like a pretty good deal. It was kind of that newer big box style that they have, but yeah, don't really want it. And also Baldur's Gate 4-in-1 box set. Again, pretty good deal if you like that particular type of game. I also came across this thing, which is Crysis 2 Limited Edition for £2. Now, normally I wouldn't have picked it up, but it also came with, as you can see below, this guide with it. And yeah, for £2 for the book and the game, I absolutely got it. Absolutely getting it for the price that it was. And yeah, it's a pretty good pickup if I say so myself. In the book section of another charity shop, I found this, The World According to Rick from Rick and Morty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that thing is full of, so much nihilistic stuff. I didn't really want to get it. Now, in the corner of the same charity shop, I found this thing, which is another Big Brain Academy-based board game. I'll say, well, it's a card game, really, not a board game. But yeah, how weird is that to have seen both those things on the same day, grabbing content for this video? Could not believe it. Again, I didn't really want to get it, but yeah, for $1.99, pretty good deal. Found yet another thing in this charity shop, and it was a knockoff PlayStation 4 wireless controller. This actually caught my eye because of that vibrant blue colour, but I didn't really want it. I've got enough PlayStation 4 controllers, so yeah, I left it for another person. $2.99, pretty good deal. I'm sure someone picked it up later. I also had a stroll into the local cash converters to see what they had, and yeah, they did have a whole bunch of really awesome stuff for different platforms, like this, South Park. I remember playing that as a kid, even though I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, a lot of it was really cool, but a lot of it was really, really expensive for what it was. And I don't really want to buy stuff that I think is too expensive. A whole bunch of PlayStation 2 games as well. Some of them I would like to have picked up. Some PlayStation 3 games, PlayStation 4 games, Xbox 360, all that good stuff. Some Switch games as well, Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS, but also some Wii games, some Wii U games, PSP, and also some GameCube games, which I was really interested in, but again, really, really expensive for what they were. I just did not want to spend that much money on admittedly games that I do want, but just not worth it for me at least. In another shop now, I also found a bunch of Xbox 360 games, Halo 2, which was interesting for the original Xbox. I could have just gone through this pile so much and bought loads, but I kind of wanted to, try and get games that were actually worth it, and so I decided to pick up, eventually, when I find it. There we go, Lost Odyssey for £1.95. I adored this game when I played it on the 360, so it'll be really interesting to jump back in that game. Into another charity shop now, and I found a whole bunch of DS games, some of them which were American releases. I would have got the Rayman Raving Rabbids one, but yeah, it was American and I just didn't want to get that particular type of game. So other than that, I left all these to other people. Last charity shop now, and I found some pop vinyls, American Gods, Spartan Cheerleaders. Not something that I want, but interesting to see at the very least. I'm pretty sure charity shop's going to be chock full of these in the future. A whole bunch of Blu-rays as well, Ghost in the Shell, The Witches, which was quite new, Ready Player One, Kick-Ass, all that kind of stuff. A Wii game, some PlayStation 2 games, DS's. Again, not really anything of too much value to me, but you know what? It's good that they have these particular things in, and yeah, I left them. After that, I decided to basically chill out on the Hoe, where the big lighthouse is. It is a really nice place to chill out and sit and kind of look at the water, the sea, and just have a nice time. And yeah, the lighthouse as well is really impressive. It's got a really distinct red and white design. It's just a really nice place to chill out. As I was in the kind of seafront area, I decided to check the kind of antiques places and all that stuff around there. And yeah, this place is a bit eccentric, as you can see by the decor, but this thing is the Parade Antiques and Curios Museum. This is a really interesting place. It has a bunch of kind of corgi stuff, Bond girl figures, lots and lots of, as I said, corgi stuff, cars, trains, a really terrifying looking Pink Panther, some Meccano as well, just really interesting stuff. Some really scary looking hedgehogs, and yeah, it was really interesting to go in here. I recommend people go in there because, man, there's a whole bunch of old beat up stuff, but stuff as well that is actually in good condition for decent prices. I think that's a Boris Karloff Frankenstein figure, which again is really, really sweet looking. A whole bunch of VHSs, because why not? Volcano, which is a classic VHS film. There's also a signed picture of Viggo Mortensen, I think his name is, Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Also Legolas. Yeah, and a whole bunch of more kind of VHSs and figures and cars and all that kind of stuff. I also found a bunch of World War II Legends fighter planes, £20 each. I imagine for collectors of that kind of stuff, pretty interesting and pretty decent prices. A whole bunch of Star Wars stamps, £55, Count Dooku, Lando Calrissian, Sith Trooper Janna, Grand Moff Tarkin. all that kind of stuff. I also found in another section a whole bunch of figures for that Disney Infinity thing or whatever it's called. So yeah, just a whole range of stuff. And as I was leaving, I managed to see these PlayStation 1 games. Again, stuff that I don't really want. That one had like a whole bunch of prices on. Some of them didn't even have prices. But yeah, a bit expensive for my taste. I'm sure someone else got a really good deal. I did also see this Sinclair ZX81 game, kind of tape game, and yeah, I actually got this. The guy was charging £3 for it. I would have wanted it slightly more cheaper, but you know what, £3. It is like one of the only tape-based games I've found whilst quote-unquote thrifting. In another antique shop, I also found this ZX Spectrum. It was modded really well. It cleaned very well. It had the box with it, some games, all that kind of stuff. £140. Now I know for some people that's probably a really good deal, but for me, I'd already actually bought one of these like a few days prior. If I hadn't have done that, I probably would have got this. Lastly, I also walked past the Dolphin pub, which uses the same artwork on its kind of sign as the Mega Drive, Genesis, or whatever you want to call it, Echo the Dolphin game. I thought that was really interesting and really weird. So yeah, a nice thing to round everything off. And yeah, this is everything that I got. I can't believe I got that ZX Spectrum game, especially because it's the first one that I found, and I actually, as I said, bought a ZX Spectrum a few days ago. So it's weird how things turn out like that. But in any case, if you enjoyed this video, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, all that social media goodness. And as always, keep living that best nerd life.